In less than 5 minutes, I will give you 10 things that quietly make burnout worse. Trust me, some of them are overlooked. 1. Parallel tasks. Multitasking feels productive, but neuroscience says otherwise. Each time you switch between tasks, your brain must reorient itself, using extra mental energy to recall where you left off. Studies from Stanford University show that heavy multitaskers actually perform worse and take longer to complete tasks because the brain loses its ability to filter irrelevant information. 2. Giant ambitions. Having big dreams can be motivating until the brain perceives them as unreachable threats. When goals are too vast or undefined, your stress hormone, cortisol, stays elevated, putting your body in a near constant fight or flight mode. Chronic exposure to this stress response has been linked to anxiety, insomnia, and emotional fatigue, the perfect storm for burnout. 3. Excessive workload. Long hours and constant deadlines don't just tire you, they rewire your stress system. Research from the World Health Organization found that working 55+ hours per week increases the risk of heart disease and stroke. Prolonged overload also reduces your brain's ability to produce dopamine, the motivation chemical, making you less satisfied even with success. 4. Lack of control. Psychology calls this learned helplessness. When you feel you have no control over outcomes, your brain begins to disengage. A lack of autonomy lowers motivation and raises stress markers like cortisol and adrenaline. Over time, it can even shrink the prefrontal cortex, the part of the brain responsible for focus and decision-making. 5. Fixing everything. Constantly trying to solve every problem triggers chronic hyperarousal, your brain's emergency mode. This drains your executive function, leading to indecision and emotional exhaustion. Not everything needs to be solved immediately. Sometimes, acceptance is a smarter energy strategy than control. 6. Toxic productivity. Addictive productivity feels rewarding in the short term because each done moment releases dopamine. But over time, your brain adapts. It needs more tasks to get the same reward. This is why rest feels uncomfortable. Your brain literally craves stimulation. That addiction to doing keeps you stuck in burnout's loop. 7. Perfectionism. Perfectionists show higher activation in the brain's error monitoring system. They notice mistakes more intensely. This constant internal alarm drains mental resources and heightens anxiety. Ironically, striving for flawlessness decreases creativity and problem solving, two traits that thrive on relaxation, not pressure. 8. Poor boundaries. Every notification or late-night quick reply triggers a mini stress response. Research from the University of California, Irvine found that workers interrupted frequently took 23 minutes to regain full focus. Without firm boundaries, your brain never truly powers down, keeping you in partial alert mode 24/7. 9. Lack of recognition and support. Social connection is one of the strongest buffers against burnout. When support or appreciation is missing, the brain's reward system underactivates, while the regions linked to pain and rejection light up. It's not just emotional. Social exclusion literally hurts in the brain the same way physical pain does. 10. Ignoring the signs. Fatigue, cynicism, and detachment are early neurochemical warning signals. When ignored, chronic stress suppresses serotonin and dopamine, disrupts sleep, and weakens immunity. Over time, the brain adapts to survival mode, and recovery becomes longer and harder. The science is clear. You can't outwork burnout. Burnout isn't a personal flaw. It's biology, psychology, and environment colliding. The more you push, the more your brain fights back. Healing begins when you give yourself permission to rest, not as a reward for productivity, but as a requirement for survival.